Hey YouTube. Alright, so I'm finally able to get out here and start working on the old 49A again. Super A, should I say. So, since the last video on this, I've upgraded a couple things. I changed the wires to give it more of an old school look, but obviously with the modern amenities of the boots. Now today, when I got home, I actually decided to go ahead and finally get on the wiring. So, a couple things. I ordered a new switch, and obviously it's not even close to the style of the old switch. I don't know, I didn't have very good luck with this switch at all. So I went ahead and just put the original switch back in. There was nothing wrong with it. I was just going to go ahead and replace it since I replaced everything else. And yeah, it wasn't really worth a crap. And then let's see what else. Got the headlights in, replaced the glass in them, replaced the seals, and I bought the new backing plates, and it came with all the new plugs, everything, the wires for the back. I got a new wiring harness from Steiner. Ordered the new style fan for it. Took out the original. This one has the sealed bearing unit in it. Doesn't have the oiler and everything. Doesn't have the oil inside of this like the other ones. This is pretty much done, no maintenance. You can see the wiring harness. I still got to clean things up, tighten things up. I got to pull these tags. Obviously, I haven't done that yet. I opted to not go with the metal clamps on here. I went with these Velcro straps. Honestly, I think to me it looks much nicer. It's cleaner, and I can take them on and off, and I don't have to worry about anything scratching the paint. As you see, you know, all through here, I'll be pulling the wiring harness up and putting everything through the looms like it's supposed to be. I got the battery box. It's down there. This is just sitting here temporarily because I was wiring things up. Now you may be looking and saying, what kind of shoddy shit is this with vice grips holding some wires together? Another reason for that. Be careful what you buy. I bought the fuse, you know, for this thing from, I think this was Amazon. Again, you get what you pay for. So I went ahead and hooked everything up and tried to unscrew the top of it. Couldn't get the top of it off, so I went ahead and had to hold this with a pair of a crescent wrench, and I had to use a pair of pliers to try to unscrew the head. Well, when I did, as you see, that just kind of broke apart, bent, and it still I can't get it out. So there's no way I can get anything out of here to be able to put a fuse in this. So absolutely garbage, total waste of money. I'm gonna go ahead and order one from Steiner, get one of theirs, because yeah, the one off Amazon, don't bother. So since obviously I couldn't hook the fuse up, I had to go ahead and clamp these together just to be able to get power through the system. Went ahead and I'm gonna put this back over here. I apologize if I'm making you sick with the camera. I'm trying to go slow. So I went ahead and hooked up the battery terminals, and get around here. Obviously I'm gonna readjust the switch, but new gauge, new push-pull, and it was the fuse there, but I had to take it out. And, oh, let me get around here. I'm sorry for the back of my shed shop here being an absolute mess, but light's nice and bright, looks good. And that's the rear light. As you see, front lights are on dim. Go ahead and turn this up. Front lights are bright and looks good. So we finally have power in the system. The headlights actually look really good for being originals. Like I said, just changed, excuse me, changed out the new bulbs, new glass, new backing plates. I could have upgraded this tractor to a 12-volt system. I didn't want to. I wanted to keep the original generator. So I went ahead, and it doesn't have the cutout mag down here. It has the new updated mag, so I went ahead and put that on. And so far everything's working good. I do have it to, let me see. Ooh, I should be able to at least hit the starter. Obviously it's not going to start. There's no carburetor, no fuel. Spins nice, spins fast. And then again, new starter. So the next video I'm going to be posting is I'm going to go ahead and get the fuel line run. I'm going to hook up a temporary tank for fuel, and let's find out if after this mag rebuild that I did a few months back, let's see how that turns out. Other than that, again, to make fun of the wiring, sometimes when you're doing the wiring, it's good to mark things so everything's marked with tape of what was coming in, going out. Like I said, I opted to go ahead and just buy the wiring harness from Steiner. And, you know, honestly, great quality. I mean, it's good. It's tight. The ends, I mean, the shrink wrap and everything they use, it's a good kind with the glue inside of it. Seals up. I mean, they're excellent. I mean, the quality is beautiful on this thing. So once I get this thing fired up and running, the last thing I have to do is the fenders that I did a few months back. I wasn't happy with the way the clear coat came out on the paint. So I'm actually sanding the fenders back down, and I'm going to put another coat of paint on them, and then use a different clear. And then I'm going to go ahead and start the body work on the gas tank, the hood, and the grill, so I can finally get that done. Let's see what else. I think for the most part, everything else I covered last time, but I'll just do a little recap. You know, went ahead and did the front end, and obviously if you go back and see my videos of the steering, you'll see what I did. The steering is beautifully tight. I mean, actually the steering is actually better on this than it is on some of the actual lawn tractors. I have the MTDs and all. Steering's, you know, beautiful on this thing. There's the old wiring harness, so you can actually see that's why I opted to go ahead and just replace it. Through the years, I mean, the sheathing has done dry rot, come off. People have done electric tape, you know, all the pieces and breaks in it. This actually was like this in the loom. So, as you see, not very good. And I'm not trying to have the tractor catch fire because of something grounding out. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to show you right now. Well, I haven't done it in a while, so I'll show, you know, the steering on this. So as you see, I mean, that steering is like, I mean, it's there. I have very, very minimal play in the steering. So I'm looking forward to actually finally getting this thing out and taking it for a ride around the yard and seeing how it feels after all the work put into it. So, all new rear tires, front tires. I Cerakoted the rims in a Glacier. It was actually an Air Cure Cerakote I used. And I went with the larger tires on the back. As you see, it's got a nice stance to it. And I went with the larger front tires. And again, Cerakoted the rims on that. Apparently it's got a little bit of dirt or something, yeah. Cerakoted those. The whole tractor came out gorgeous. I mean, I'm tickled with it. And I went ahead and ordered the stainless exhaust for it. So just got to get the clamp for it now. And got the, you know, air breather with the catch can, or the mason jar catch can on it. Next thing I'm going to do is, once I get it up and running, I can move the hydraulics. I'm going to go ahead and get the new lift controls for here and here. As you see, it's just the painted ones over here, but I can't get to them until I get the hydraulics moving. I'm going to go ahead and replace them like I did on this one. So I think it looks nice, gives a little contrast to it. New oil gauge. I got all the decal packs in the house. I rebuilt the governor on it, and for the front fender bolts, instead of using the original style bolts, which I have right here, that's the original style bolts, I opted to go ahead and go with actual chrome bolts and washers, so it'll stand out nice. Once you see the paint job I'm actually doing on this tractor, it's going to look actually really nice. And then once this one's all said and done and going to its parades, actually we're getting ready to roll in a 1943 Farmall H with a front loader, the Model 33A. So I'm looking forward to that. Much bigger tractor, a lot more fun, but this little A is, yeah, I'm tickled with this tractor. I love it. If you look back through my past videos, you'll actually see what I went through to get it to this condition. This thing was in really poor shape. I mean, the motor was locked up, so I had to rebuild the engine, new bearings. It's got new sleeves, new pistons, new rings. I did a whole valve job on it again. It's in the videos. I've already had it running once before I stripped it all down and got to this point, and it started up first try. It sounded really good. So now it's just finishing up the wiring and hooking the carburetor up and running some fuel to it and put a little life back in there. And then I went ahead and filled all the holes with the original corks. And then got a couple little details I'm going to do to it here and there, but I'll save that for the final video. So got the drawbar on the back, and because basically this is just going to be used to pull around wagon, give the kids some hay rides and stuff, parades, things like that. I'm probably not going to use this for the garden. That's what I'm going to go ahead and use the H for. So the H is not going to be a full restoration. It's just going to be basically cleaning up, stopping the rust where it is, getting everything up and running mechanically. It's going to end up having all new tires and everything put on it, and that's going to be basically the workhorse, but it's still going to be pretty. This one here, this is seeing its probably last days as far as a gardening tractor. Maybe I might pull something behind it every so often. I don't know, maybe I might get a 2-disc plow or something. I might use it and play with it, but not likely. And I did this to one of my case tractors, so I had to add my shifter knob to it. So, and then the last thing was the steering control. I mean, the arm for the steering. All this was busted out. The whole steering arm, as you see, it's common on the A's. The whole steering arm was just bent over, broke. All the welds all the way through were broke from all the years of people stepping up, grabbing the steering wheel, pulling to get themselves on it. Destroyed it. So I went ahead and, again, I have a video, I believe, showing the pictures when I went inside and I welded all inside. And I didn't just weld the top like somebody tried to do at one point. I went inside and I welded everything back to the housing and restructured everything on the inside. So if you wanted to now, you could pretty much hang on the steering wheel and it's going to be fine. But I am going to end up adding, just for the ease of getting on it, I'm going to end up putting on a step in here. So that way it just makes it a little easier to climb up. But that's about it. So stay tuned for the future video of finally finishing up the wiring, putting some gas in it, and firing the old girl up. And like I said, seeing how this mag works out. This wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be doing the rebuild. I just hope I got it timed right. So I'm going to find out. I think I got it right. But, when you think you do, you don't. So thank you for watching. Please hit that notification bell, because there is going to be plenty more videos coming out. And please like, subscribe, share, comment, ideas, talk about your tractor. That's fine. I love talking about them. So if you have any questions on anything I did here, feel free to ask. Other than that, that is about it. So thank you for watching.